Hey everybody, welcome to Story of the Fight. You're in for a treat. We have one of the most exciting fighters on the UFC roster joining us today, Frank "The Crank" Camacho. It was a fun interview. I still have a giant smile on my face from talking to this guy. Will, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just super cool. First fighter we've had on the show, so it really means a lot to us. Man, just couldn't be a better guy. Just what a nice guy.
Frank "The Crank" Camacho. Everybody, give it a listen. Enjoy.
What's up, everybody? King Triple C here, the Olympic champion, flyweight champion, the bantamweight champion of the world. And I got a public service announcement to all you wannabe MMA casuals or MMA fans for that reason. You guys make sure to listen to my boy's Story of the Fight with Will and Miro. You know why? Because Triple C said so. And if you don't, you can do me a favor and you can bend the knee to King Triple C too.
What's up, guys? Hey, man, I just saw little bits of the clip, and then I saw toward the end. Man, I appreciate the love, brother. Right on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We meant everything we said, too. So just to introduce myself, man, my name is Romero. I go by Miro. And this is my friend, Will.
What up?
we just started this podcast not too long ago, man.
So of course.
Yeah, just started this podcast not too long ago, man, and I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you coming on and giving us just a little bit of your time. Will and I have been huge fans of yours for quite some time already, so this is a big treat for us, man. Seriously, thank you so much.
Oh no, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I guess we can just we're going right into it. And the first thing that I wanted to know is how you feeling, man? Because I know that you just recently were pulled from this last card, right? So just checking up on your health and seeing how you're doing.
Dude, crazy, man. I have freaking COVID. Holy shit. If anything, it was a shock at first, dude. It was like, at first when I first got it, I was just like, when I first tested positive, right, and I got the results for the double positives, I was like, oh shit. Like, it was kind of scary at first, but then after it kind of calmed down, it's scary in the sense of like, yo, this thing is like shutting down countries and economies and like, it's wild, but then when I spoke to my wife about it, it was just kind of like, you know what, man, I'm healthy and I am probably the worst host to catch COVID at the peak of fight camp. You know what I mean? Like, I am healthy. I've been eating good for so many weeks. I'm hydrated. I have a lot of rest, multivitamins, everything, So as far as how do I feel pretty good, dude. Thank goodness. And if anything, I'm feeling fatigue, and I lost my sense of taste, I think, yesterday.
Oh, no.
Fucking weird, dude. Yeah, it's weird. So I'm like, I physically I feel good. Yesterday I tried to get on the bike and the stationary bike, and I could feel my lungs a little bit, but then this morning I just kind of got on it. I was doing like 20-30 minutes. I was like, oh shit, okay, fucking not bad. I'm gonna hit it again tonight. I'm gonna put on a movie and just do like maybe 30-45 minutes of just to stay busy and stay active, because I'm trying to get a quick turnaround as soon as I clear quarantine, but you can tell I can still have a little, like, I'm congested just a little bit, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Thank goodness, man. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're glad to hear that you're doing well, and COVID definitely picked the wrong host in this case, man, because it's not going to get anything out of you, man.
Hey,
all right, Will.
Don't jinx me, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
What movie are you going to put
tomorrow,
on?
Tomorrow, okay, so today I was on the bike and I just watched Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Classic. So I'm on that groove, dude. So then, like, I don't know what was playing earlier, but Yeah, I don't know. I was like, man, I think I'm gonna put on some Blood In, Blood Out or
Oh,
something,
shit.
man. Starting to
Oh,
feel,
Blood In, Blood Out, Bound by
I'm
Honor,
sorry.
man. You're gonna have to go
Yeah,
Boys in the Hood here pretty soon too. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, Boys in the Hood. Like I think I'm going down this rabbit hole, dude. I'm feeling kind of gangster in this quarantine, man.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Is it weird
Well-
trying to like think of things that you can do to kind of stay in shape? Since you I mean, are you able to like go do any workouts like in a gym or anything like that right now? You're pretty much
Oh
isolated, huh?
no, man. Yeah, I'm isolated because the last thing I want to do is spread this COVID to someone that can't combat it.
Yeah.
And obviously, where we hear that it doesn't do too well with people with underlying conditions. It doesn't do too well with the elderly, in our population. So the last thing I want to do, man, is spread it or even get my teammates, or just whatever. So, just trying to be a responsible citizen and where you can just eat these 10 days up, and if anything, it's kind of cool because it's forcing me to work more on the internal versus the external of being a fighter and being a martial artist. You know what I mean? Like, before putting on Menace to Society Menace to Society, right?
Yeah,
The name of the
yeah.
movie. Prior to that, I was watching like One Championship fights and I was watching
Okay.
Bellator fights, so not only just watching it as a fan, but watching it as a student too. So I'm taking notes and I'm seeing, like, I was just watching Douglas Lima and Rory McDonald, the first one.
yeah.
I was like, man, I totally forgot how good of a fight that was, and just kind of just really breaking down and seeing the tactics of what Rory was doing, what Douglas Lima was doing, just high level stuff, So it's kind of cool just to really work on the internal versus just going to the gym and kind of just like clocking in,
Yeah.
So it's helping me become creative and just trying to make the best of it. Honestly, thank goodness for high speed Wi-Fi and and some internet. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I would be doing, like calling the wifey on the landline and saying, having to stay by
man.
the phone, like. The
Well,
new generation
what-
would never know, dude.
Yeah.
One of the things that you just mentioned right now was just being a martial artist. And, in trying to do my homework here, I did see that you have like really high expectations that you put on yourself. And I've seen that you break this down into 4 pillars. So
cool.
I see
Right
that
on. Okay.
you break it down. I see the athlete, the fighter, the martial artist, and the competitor. So I was wondering if you'd be able to elaborate on that a little bit. Where did that come from? Did you come up with that yourself?
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing new, but it's something that I've kind of like, over time, I've been doing it for like 15, 16 years, running into all different types of athletes, competitors, and you kind of see it also too with the shift of where MMA is going. At first, like the first UFCs and the first MMA shows, all fighters, martial artists and fighters, like just guys that would go out there and obviously and just fight, but then you had martial artists that were like, that came from disciplines and really just Kempo karate, dude, that's my thing, you know what I mean? Or like Royce Gracie, jiu-jitsu was my thing, And then, through a lot of the wrestlers, man, you have guys that are just competitors. They know how to win. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, right, as much as we love MMA, it's still a competition. There's still rules within MMA, right? Like the strategy of being a competitor and trying to compete to win, and with the unified MMA rules versus like the Pride rules or One Championship rules are very different. You know what I mean? So you got to be a competitor and you got to learn how to compete and how to win. Like a good example that I like to use right off the bat, at the top of my head, as far as being a competitor, is Pedro Munoz and Frankie Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought Pedro Munoz won the fight, but Frankie Edgar won the contest. He won the competition. You know what I'm saying? Within the rules, So, So now you have the fighters, the guys that are just gritty. You have who's like a good example of a fighter. It's Robbie Lawler, pure fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pure fighter. And then you have like the martial artists, like the Stephen Thompsons. You know what I mean? That they really they own up to the art, and that's what they do. You know, and then you have the competitors. You know what I mean? Like the wrestlers. They go out there and they know how to win. They know how to go and compete. You know, and then you have, you know, like the athletes, like the specimen athletes. You know what I mean? So I feel like when people or competitors or whatever the way you want to package them, when they can like have the right balance for their own body mechanics, and if they can have the right synchronization with all four of those pillars, even if athlete kind of is more than 25%, right? Or if fighter, you know, kind of like your energy bars in Street Fighter, you know what I mean? Like when you pick a character, it's like, oh, endurance, you know what I mean? Or
Yep.
freaking power, you know? I feel that that's what makes the sport so interesting, is because there's no right or wrong answer. It's really each person, each athlete and their accolades and how they put it together on fight night, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just very fascinated with that. You know, I try not to think about it too much. You know what I mean? Like, am I the most athletic guy? No, maybe not. I'm pretty athletic, you know, like, maybe like I think the other training session, leading up to this last fight time, I got taken down and I did a cartwheel out of the takedown, and I was like, whoa. Dude, that was
Shock yourself.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that was freaking cool, dude. I was like, did anyone film that?
But did anybody?
But yeah, no, they didn't.
No.
So now it's just a little rumor, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, and I felt like early on in my career, I'm a fighter at heart, you know, and I need to be a better competitor. You know what I mean? And I still need to be a better athlete. I need to learn. I'm becoming a better athlete, and I'm working on becoming a better athlete as far as nutrition and stretching, you know, like, so there's all these different components of it. You know what I mean? And my approach to training has always been like a martial artist. I would like to say, but I just need to work on being a better competitor. How do I, you know, stop getting into these freaking wars and learn how to win, you know?
Yeah, well, it's cool to hear fighters say that, because a lot of times you hear fighters get almost like stuck in their own ways, and they're stuck saying like, yeah, I'm already the best. I just have to put it out there and stuff. It's cool to see someone kind of recognize and say, I know what I need to do to improve. You know what I mean? That's cool. I respect that.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. So I mean, easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could say all of this and have this really educated, like, interview with you guys, but then my next fight, I might just go out there and fucking just brawl, you know? You're like, what the hell, Frank? But, you know, like, so I guess that's the journey, you know? It's crazy. I'm like 31 years old and I still feel like a freaking infant. It's wild, but it's like, just even knowing that, it's kind of cool, because I'm like, man, I still love this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So 31 years old.
Yeah, getting old,
Dude,
man.
you've been fighting for half your life then.
Oh, more than half my life.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's really all I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well,
man.
how crazy of a sport to be fighting for more than half your life and still feel like an infant in it. The sport's still so new that, like, it's always changing still. Like, there's still new things
Always
being
evolving.
implemented, and then we have to find out what counters that, and crazy.
It's crazy. And dude, I didn't even think about this, is that, like, the money at this level is not even at where MMA could be, you know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine 10 years from now when you have athletes thinking about either going to NBA, NFL, or MMA, you know, where they can juggle that decision be based on money, you know? Because if you really look at it, like, none of the heavyweights are hitting like Tyson yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine you get a guy that can wrestle like Cael Sanderson, but can hit like freaking Mike Tyson, but have jujitsu like freaking Roger Gracie. You know what I mean? Like, dude, and these are the kids that are coming up right now that are going to be putting us out of retirement. You know what I mean?
That is awesome.
Yeah, so it's very fascinating, dude. Like, you know, you get little instances of athletes, right? Like you get the John Joneses. You know what I mean? Dude, right off the bat, right? Like those are the guys that I'm trying to think about, you know. But there's there's no little guy hitting like Manny Pacquiao yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he is, he probably doesn't have a good ground game, you know?
Yeah, that's that difference, especially with boxing. Is like boxing's at the point there's so much history within, and a lot of these top guys have been boxing since they were 8 years old. Where there's
generations, and it's generational. It's generational, you know. So MMA is still fairly new in that regard.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, super cool.
One of the things that you mentioned too, Frank, was just within the evolution of mixed martial arts and all the different things that you have to do to, you know, continue building on your attributes, like you said. You know, I know that you're married to Sarah, right? You have a couple of little boys at home. How do you find the balance, man? Because one of the things I love about you too is that you seem like a family man. You know, so how do you find time for all that?
Oh man, it's maybe not so much find time, more so make time. You know, I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky to have an MVP wife, man, that holds it down when I'm gone, you know, especially for camps. And if anything, you know, I'm going to be showing a lot of love to my wife right now. Right. But it truly is. It's like, I mean, it sounds so cliche, right? Like, oh, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my wife. But dude, it's freaking for real though, because if anything, and I will admit it here, is sometimes she believes in me more than I do, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel that right there, we're on the same wavelength, dude, when it comes to like the career and the path, because it's like, you know, all you see is Frank the Crank, right, and I fight, but it's really like a team effort, you know, aside from the coaches and the training partners, but everything at home, you know, like I just got off the phone with her, and she was like, yo man, send me the link to Brock Weaver's fight, I want to see, you know, because she didn't see the fight because she was taking care of the boys. But you know, like, this is where we're at, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of even got to the point where, you know, we had a talk, and it's kind of like, man, babe, you know, I sometimes I need my wife a little bit more than I need like a coach, because I have my coach already at the gym, you know. But you know, we're all on the same wavelength, and we're all on the same path, because, you know, like I said, sometimes she believes in me more than I do, you know, and which pushes me, and it's just so nice to have, bro. It's so nice to have, man. And I'm truly blessed, dude. And dude, she fucking gave me two awesome little boys, you know, that are amazing, you know. So sorry, I kind of went off tangent, but yeah, like for time,
it's all good, man. And that's the nice thing about talking to you, is that we get to see a side from you that a lot of people usually don't get to see, you know, because like you said, we see Frank the Crank that goes in there. That's one of the most exciting fighters in UFC, but then they don't know about how Sarah's your rock, right? And the kids at home, and the fact that you make time for your family. So this is all awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, really making time, you know, is the key. And, you know, really organizing my days so that I can, you know, like, because I know sometimes I'm gone for camps, but man, wake up in the morning, try to get up. I try to get up before all of them do, because once those dinosaurs are up, man, holy shit, it gets wild. So I try to get some morning cardio in, get on my bike and get some morning cardio, and then I come back, and then, you know, breakfast with the boys and the family. You know, there's certain things that I kind of make sure that I'm always doing with my family first, you know. Then I'll go to my training sessions, come back, I'm spending time with them, I'm changing diapers, whatever. And I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, you know? And and occasionally, like I'll take photos or like I'll vlog, as much as I can. Cause I mean, I love doing it too. My wife's a filmmaker, and yeah, so it's awesome.
Yeah, we saw that. Filmmaker and former Miss Guan, is it?
Yeah, she
is. Hey, good for you, my man.
I know, yeah, dude. Score. Got her. She thought she got me.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
That is good stuff.
So really blessed, cool. Man. Really, really blessed, and more so just very grateful that I can freaking continue to do what I'm doing and meet awesome guys like you guys, freaking just with the power of the internet,
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. It's been pretty wild. We've started this. When did we start this, Ramiro? Like
2 months ago,
2 months ago, yeah. Yeah, so to have you on, I mean, 2 months in is super cool for us, man. Again, he said he appreciates it. We appreciate it. And speaking of kind of how MMA's been like evolving constantly, there's been a lot of talks about like different things that can change, not just in the fight game, but regulations kind of around the fighting. And one of the things that I keep seeing that gets brought up is the like live scoring. So like in between rounds, judges will actually announce the scorecard. So a fighter knows, hey, I'm down 2 rounds to none. Now I know I need to finish. What do you think about that? Would you be into that as a fighter?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That'd be badass.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be... And then like also too, as a fan, it's a huge incentive, of seeing what's gonna be going on, like I can't imagine seeing like I can't imagine what it will be like me knowing I'm clearly down, like first, second round, the one thing is kind of, but then again, I'm always pushing forward, looking for finishes, even though I'm winning the fight. So maybe it's just my style, but yeah, like,
or maybe you and the opponent knowing it's tied 1-1 going into the third round, and it's coming down to that last round. Oh, that'd be intense.
Exactly, so imagine that, dude. And I feel like it's kind of cool. It's just gonna change the dynamic too of the fights. Yeah, and then like the whole freaking the round by round thing. I feel like that's slightly like a flaw. There has to be a better way of judging.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. I mean, everybody always talks about it. Every time there's fights, they always talk about the scoring. And like just going back to like last weekend's card, it's you see someone like the Bobby Green fight. Did you watch the fights?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so like the Bobby Green fight, he pretty much dominated every moment of the fight, but he got scored. All 3 rounds were 10-9 rounds, and it's like, how are you going to score a completely dominating round the same as a closely contested round? How are they both 10-9 rounds? It just there's so many flaws. It's just so old school.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't. There has to be an upgraded version.
Mm-hmm. What about
it has to be.
What about the actual rules? Because you fought under rules that allow like knees to the head on the ground and stuff like that. And everybody always goes straight to the like 12-6 elbows being kind of a ridiculous rule. How do you feel about the unified rules? Would you change anything about them?
Yeah, dude. I mean, before I end my career, or even after I retire, like I've always wanted to do, and I'm not saying this just to be like, ooh, Mr. Tough Guy, whatever. I as a martial artist, I've always wanted to do like a Vale Tudo fight.
Yeah.
Just
those old school ones,
just like a real one, like a controlled real fight where I have to use everything, you know what I mean? Like I can't, if I'm just chilling in the closed guard, the guy from the top can like mark her headbutt me. You know what I mean? Like these are all factors of a fight that through training, I always think about, like, man, I can get headbutted here, or like, oh man, imagine if I'm like, so right now the unified rules, they favor the wrestler. Yeah. Like if I'm put on my back on my closed guard, I can't up kick him in the face. You know what I mean? Like, dude, get off me. You know what I mean? Like, like it doesn't, it favors a style, and of course, I would love to bring the pride rules back, and 12 to 6 elbows, maybe shots to the back of the head and the spine. Okay, I'm cool with that. If anything, dude, they should get rid of that freaking straight freaking knee shot
to the knee. The Wonder Boy special.
Yeah, dude, like, bro, like when I see them, I'm like, ugh. Like, I mean, but then again, it's fighting. But if you're taking away 12 to 6 elbows, or you're taking away knees on the ground, like, I definitely like the old school rules. Maybe it's harder to watch on TV, for the uneducated, the uneducated fan. But man, it's the closest that we can get to actual martial arts and real fighting,
Yeah. What? Go ahead.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I always forget about back in like the Pride rules and stuff was the like the red cards and the yellow cards for like stalling and stuff like that. I thought that's great.
Oh man, great, dude. And like the judging too, they judge it as a fight as a whole, versus a round,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of put a lot of power into the judges' hands when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there has to be some sort of vetting process or whatever, like make the judges previous fighters, you know what I mean? Like there has to be some sort of thing, versus like a boxing judge that's never trained MMA before, like there has to be a better vetting process and or
at least. And then when you hear about like at the highest level in UFC fights, and you hear Rogan talking about how he's looking at a judge, like just looking down, not even watching the fight. And it's like, what are we doing? Are our judges not even fans of the sport? What's going on?
Yeah, dude, man, they have the best seats in the freaking house, dude. Switch it up with me, man. I want to be sitting there. But yeah, no, 100%. And dude, this is like, people don't really understand. Like, this is people's livelihoods,
Yeah.
Man, it's the difference between freaking getting half of your payday or not,
Yeah, and that's what we were just talking about.
Don't get Will started. Don't get Will started on this.
That's what we were just talking about in that same episode where we talked about you, that Ramiro sent you, that the Ed Herman fight, where it's like, luckily Dana gave Mike Rodriguez his win money, even though he got submitted. But it's like when you have it's a little different with that fight because it was a reffing error, but man, you have fighting as a sport is like the most pure sport where it's the outside, there's no outside variables. It's, are you going to prove yourself against another guy who's trying to prove himself? And so we try to have as little variables as possible, or outside influences like the referee or the judges. But then you have these mistakes, and these mistakes don't just lead to a loss on a record. They also lead to, like you said, half your paycheck is gone now, which is insane to me. The fact that we're allowing that to happen to somebody who, and under the guise of that it's to incentivize people to look for a finish, where it's like you said earlier, you're going to go in there looking for a finish in all your fights. I doubt it's because you want to get your win money. That's probably not the only reason you want to get a finish.
No, because I love fucking finishes.
Exactly.
Well, I think you did tie a record, right, for the most fight of the night bonuses, starting off with being you to the UFC.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I think me and Justin Gaethje at 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good company to be in.
Oh man, the highlight.
Yeah. Yeah, the division you're in, damn, crazy division.
And then I think back to what you were saying with like pay, and I think it's clear, it's pretty clear that MMA is really a promotion, not a league.
Yeah.
And people and fighters have to understand that. You know what I mean? Because like, as much as I want to like bitch about it and complain about it, man, at the end of the day, it's a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the guys that are getting title shots are not necessarily the guys that have earned their way to in the sense of a league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the guys in the Super Bowl they cleared out their side, and then the other team, they cleared out their side. You know what I mean? It's not like someone was talking shit and then they freaking got to the Super Bowl.
Can you imagine if Roger Goodell was like, you know what? I know you guys cleared out the NFC, but this seems really exciting and fans would like to see them play more. You're in the Super Bowl.
Crazy. That'll be just wild. That'll be so wild. So so like the PFL, I can admire something like the PFL, where you climb up the rankings and you fight for at the end, like a tournament.
And that's the way. I think that's a good way to. And I don't really think you have to incentivize finishes, but the PFL is a good example of the right way to incentivize finishes, because doesn't it apply to your seed in the tournament going forward? You accumulate more points or something, right?
Yeah, and then I think like if you get a finish, you get more points, or if not, and maybe more money if you get a finish,
Yeah,
dude. And I remember, I forgot what event it was called. It was called I think it was Spirit FC in Korea. I'm not too sure if you guys followed back, but you would get paid more. So if you lost, if you lost like a decision, you would just get paid your regular rate. But if you got knocked out, you would get paid more.
Oh wow! So you're not afraid of engaging or losing? Yeah,
engaging. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, or just So like you would, like if you were down on the scorecards, you had more of an incentive to try to knock the guy out, because if you got knocked out, you would get paid more.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But now you just kind of, now you're just kind of manipulating the game, right?
Yeah,
so,
a little bit.
It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, so hopefully you don't mind if I kind of shift gears a little bit here with the questions, but one of the biggest things I wanted to ask you was where this desire you have comes to giving back to the community and giving back in any way you can. So, when we take a look at the work you did with, is it John Klimnik, the young boy that was diagnosed with emphysema, the work that you did with
Jonah, yeah.
Jonah, that's what it was. Yeah, Jonah. And then Caleb Cruz, the work you did with him, right? By the way, dude, he gave you some serious ground and pound, man.
Good gosh. Did you see those low blows?
Yeah, those were ruthless. Talk about Valetudo, right? Anything goes with that guy.
I wasn't ready, dude. I should have watched some Keith Hackney before.
But we take a look that you do with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and where does that desire to give back come from, man?
I think what it is that obviously, right, you see me, you follow me on social. If you follow me on social media, I'm a proud local boy. I'm a proud island boy. I'm really just really proud of where I'm from. I have 365 days a year, awesome sunsets. Just a really beautiful tropical island, beautiful people, beautiful culture, and I wouldn't be where I'm at in the UFC and in MMA if it wasn't for what the island has given me, like the way the island has groomed me, in the sense of the island as a family, the island as a culture, the island as friends and family, like I am who I am because of my environment, mm-hmm. and I'm just very thankful for that. And I know I got to pay it forward because it's something that was gifted to me. And it's enabling me, it's enabling me to do the best that I can in the UFC. And it's a vehicle to spread positivity and do the best I can, Like, I'm a big believer in karma. And yeah, I'm not doing it so much for karma, but it's just, it's so many factors, it just feels good, dude. It just feels good that I'm able to do something, because I never had an athlete come to me when I grew up, like there was no real athletes. Like growing up in the island, you're either going to work a government job, you're going to go to school, go fly off island to go to college, you're going to join the military, you're going to live off the government, so there was no, I knew there was this calling for me in MMA or in sports. I was just never really had the guidance, and I had to kind of seek it out myself. So now it's very important that I spread the knowledge and the inspiration, that maybe one day that one kid that had the questions like I did, that could just be like, hey man, fuck, maybe I don't have to do this, maybe I can do what Frank did, and now even more so, it's an incentive because I have 2 little boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can, I always think like, hey man, they can think to themselves and like, hey man, my daddy didn't quit, he kept going, he kept chasing the goal and the dream, and it's just a lot of
think about
incentives.
the legacy you'd be leaving for your little ones too. When they think about, not only was my dad a badass fighter, but look at how much he did within the community. And that's something that now gets passed down from generation to generation as well, man. So your impact of giving back is probably going to be going for years to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I hope so, and I feel like, I hope someone can be like, hey man, kind of like the avalanche effect, shoot, like I see someone give like a homeless guy $1, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, okay, I want to do that too, so now I give him $2, and then now instead of just feeding him, you get to feed him and his freaking kid, I'm a big believer in that, just as much as being a freaking negative and being an asshole is contagious, I feel like being positive and being a good guy is just as contagious, so it's crazy, dude. Check this out. Wow, I don't know, I just thought about this right now. Hold on. See where they change this. So here in the sorry. It's kind of there you go. Can you guys see the banners?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so like Bob Marley, man, like he what was that one quote? He said, all the bad guys in the world are not taking a day off, so why should I? And I really love that quote.
That's powerful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's powerful.
Yeah,
and one of the things that I also really admire about you, and one of the things that I think makes me feel connected to you, even though I never met you, but just we come up in a similar family. You have an extremely hardworking dad. Your mom that you say is like the rock of the family. The heart of the family.
Yeah.
An older sister that's an excellent role model, and I feel like I had all the same stuff at home as well, man. So how much does that play a part in what it is that you're able to do today, and the person that Frank Camacho is now?
Oh man, huge, and sometimes I tend to forget about that, I never grew up like a rich kid. Very fortunate that my mom and dad were just hard workers, you know what I mean? And really instilled it into us, from fuck hating to do all these chores to the farm to freaking working out in the yard, dude. Like fuck, dude, I used to hate all that shit, but now it's kind of like, wow, okay, it's translated, into my life, and I'm just very thankful for that. I'm very thankful and very grateful for that,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's cool just because I think even just your even if we remove things that you are actively doing to give back, just your openness about like seeing the fact that you were brought up in this way and how it molded you and stuff like that, just you talking about that, I think can help instill that in people just by watching. So I think that's cool. Even if you were to take away from the fact that you are doing things with like Make-A-Wish Foundation and giving back to the community and things like that, just openly talking about being positive and things like that, just that alone can right people's ship and kind of steer them in the right direction, I think. So that's cool.
For sure, and like also too, man, I I think also like it's not really for everyone, but I feel like just be true to yourself. You know what I mean? Be true to yourself and be true to your character and your attitude. And, like this day and age, people can really smell if you're not authentic or not, So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, but just, just be,
in the days of social media, you know that your true self's going to come out.
Yeah. Just be authentic and do what you can, be true to yourself. That's my biggest thing that I feel like has helped me,
Yeah. And then even just talking about how like testing positive for COVID and things like that. And just at the very beginning of us talking about how you're not going to go into the gym and potentially spread it to someone, do your part basically, essentially. A lot of people are not doing their part in that regard.
Dude, what's so freaking wild is the fact, you know, so like after I tested positive, right, we got in the car and we drove from Vegas back to California here where I'm like staying in quarantine in my room, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yo, man, imagine all the freaking jacked up people that would like go to like a Walmart or something and just be like, or like cough on everything, you know? Like,
yeah, once they find out they have it, yeah.
bro, like, yeah, or like people finding out that they have it and just not giving a F, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like that's, I'm like, yeah, no wonder why you're seeing the spikes, you know? But as long as we're responsible, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, I'm not trying to be jacked up and freaking get people sick, you know, but fuck, it was just so wild, like how everything is. And then the whole thing, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you know how the whole, so my thing with catching COVID, it was kind of like, oh fuck, like, kind of like felt starstruck, you know?
Yeah.
Like first time you seeing Michael Jordan, like, oh my God, it's Michael Jordan, dude.
Yeah.
But then when you really talk to him, it's kind of like, damn, dude, Michael Jordan's just like a freaking regular dude that just loves basketball, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like that's kind of how my experience was with COVID. And then it was like wow, you know, the psychological fear that's like based around this freaking thing is just so wild, you know? Like it doesn't have to
unlike
be
anything we've seen.
Yeah, and then it's like shutting down countries, it's shutting down governments. It's being politicized. It's being, you know, like socially, it's being awkward. Transparency with everyone and the government and officials and our leaders, and then we're hearing one thing, everything's so inconsistent. You know, like it's just like
meeting somebody new is so awkward these days because you go in for the handshake and then you do the dab and then the handshake and then you don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
And then the elbow, yeah. Oh, God.
yeah. So yeah, this is where we're at, you know what I mean? But it's if there's anything that I want people to get out of my personal COVID experience, I mean, I ain't no doctor, you know what I mean? And I'm sure if you go to if you go to the hospital right now and you talk to frontline workers, they're gonna tell you that COVID is very real, you know, and it's having an effect on people that are susceptible to it, you know. But there's one thing that I want to get out there is not to fear this thing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's nothing to be afraid of, you know. There's one thing, you know, I forgot what movie it was. I think it was like I Am Legend or something, you know. But it's like the difference between fear and danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just don't be dangerous and don't fucking get people sick that are with underlying conditions and the elderly.
Yeah.
You know, but fucking don't fear it, dude. It's nothing crazy. I mean, it's, you know, it's a flu. People are suffering, but just take ownership of your health and eat good, you know what I mean? Hydrate and rest up and take your supplements.
That's one of the things,
you know?
I think we're not talking about enough, right? Because they talk about COVID. If you get COVID, this is what you should do if you get COVID. But how about eating healthy, exercising, and taking care of your immune system to try to help fight it off? And if you do get it, maybe it'd be something like yourself where you get a runny nose and you get a little bit of fatigue and then you're ready to fight in a week.
Or like how you said you're the worst host for COVID. Why isn't everybody trying to become the worst host for COVID?
Exactly.
Man, and not even COVID, because I feel like there's a lot of other things that are probably way worse, like fucking like cancer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Freaking
diabetes,
hypertension, diabetes, you know, freaking heart problems, you know, like there's so many things that we can control. Yeah. And I feel like we just take ownership of our health, you know what I mean? That's you know, that's key, and not to fear, man, not to fear, but then again, you know, but don't get fear confused with danger.
Yeah. And you know, one thing I did want to talk about as well, Frank, when I was taking a look at your fight record, I noticed that the second person on there also had the last name Camacho.
Yeah.
Any relation to that guy?
Yeah, that's my Uncle Mike. Yeah. Dude, that's what happens when you fight on an island, dude. You know,
you start running out of opponents.
Yeah. So what happened was we were both on the fight card, and his opponent got injured or something, and then my opponent pulled out, and he was like, "Hey, boy, you want to just fight?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, Uncle Mike. Freaking let's do it, dude."
Well, the craziest thing is you look at the method of victory on that fight.
Knees.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
Dude, so check this out. Fucking backstory to that fight, right? It was Sherdog was huge then, you know, so like Peter Arch or Ernesto Hus, and I was downloading all these Sherdog highlights with 56K, bro, dial-up, you know, so I had to leave my computer
turn it on,
yeah, leave it overnight, and then I'll check and be like, oh yeah, we're at 98% for a 2-minute video. Dude, so yeah, like I just downloaded the most recent at the time Vanderlei Silva highlight. So he knocked out Rampage with knees. He was stomping on Kondo's head, like soccer kicks, and his Vale Tudo fights. You know what I mean?
The good old days.
And I was just like, yeah, but he was like, when Vanderlei was killing everyone in the clinch, you know. So I was just like, man, I'm gonna try this on Uncle Mike, dude.
On my uncle.
Mike.
On Uncle Mike, yeah. But you know, honestly though, what was so significant about the fight is like how much of a supporter he came, and he played a huge role in like my career. You know, like yeah, it was really nice.
What was
I'm glad he did, or else I would kick his ass.
What was the age gap there?
I was 16, and
oh god.
Yeah, I was 16, and I think he was in his 30s, 30-something.
Can you imagine fighting your 16-year-old nephew right now?
I would beat his ass. I would have to beat his ass.
Oh, that is good
That's
stuff.
classic.
Hey, well, Will, do you have anything else?
No, man, this has been awesome. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. No, man, and I also appreciate you guys, man, showing me some love with you guys saw the obviously right of the when I was a referee and the freaking kid was attacking me, dude.
Of
course. I was going to talk about that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too. And I think that's one of the reasons that I started really looking into, like, man, what makes Frank? Because again, the way that you embraced that kid after he started swinging on you was caring, man. Like, it showed compassion. And that's why that was the very first clip I saw of you, Frank. And after that, I was like, I'm following this guy. And after that, it was research and homework and doing all this stuff. And like, I was like, man, this guy just seems like a genuinely good dude. You know what I mean?
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so first off, like when that happened, I was like, I talked to the promoter. I was like, yo, man, I need to get my freaking show money, dude.
Yeah.
Where's my show money, bro?
Yeah.
No, but what happened was, if you see the fight, dude, these kids were jamming.
They were going for it.
They were going.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, fuck, someone's gonna get slept, you know? Unfortunately, he got slept after he was down. Then he got soccer kicked in the freaking face, and I was like, whoa, shit, whoa, what the fuck? I was like, whoa, chill out. I know you guys were all fucking going all crazy, and then right when I turned around, this kid was throwing haymakers. Thank God he was only like $115, $125. And dude, he cracked me twice, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, he is throwing combinations, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude, this kid is so game that usually, like, your natural reaction when you're knocked out is to go and hug the leg and go for takedowns. You know what I mean? That's your natural, like, oh shit, oh fuck. Dude, this kid's natural reaction was
light him up.
The Chris Levin style.
Yeah. So, but when he was throwing it, I was like, whoa, is this kid like, is he like messing around with me? But his eyes were rolled back, dude, when he was throwing it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I was like, oh man. So I clinched him, and I was like, hey bro, you okay? It's okay. The fight's over. And then, you can't really see it, but when I got him in the clinch and I was talking to him, he was like, oh man, Frank, dude, so sorry, Crank. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, you know? And I was like, no, it's okay, buddy. It's okay, dude. It's all good. You got the win, dude. You got the win.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you know, and
that is
awesome.
awesome.
What was so nice about that too was that his grandma actually came up to me after the fight and was like, man, Frank, thank you so much for taking care of my boy. You know, I was like, oh yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, I could see how like a referee could have easily been like, oh yeah, my time to shine, baby, and fucking started like wailing on this little kid. But man, you know,
let me show this blue belt off real quick and take him down and submit his ass.
Yeah, you know, so no need for. I didn't need to to blow up my ego, you know what I mean, or anything. If anything, man, I'm just so glad that I'm so glad that was my natural reaction to do, you know.
Yeah,
I wasn't in the mindset of fighting or scrapping or whatever, you know. So if anything, I was just kind of freaking out at first. And first, like I was freaking out. Second, thank God it didn't knock me out, because that video would have been even more viral.
Yeah.
Like you said, Street Fighter, man, your health would have gone right on that health bar, dude.
Yeah.
So,
dude, yeah. So, yeah, man, I'm so glad that everything turned out right, dude.
Yeah, I think
that's one of the best stories.
Yeah, that really speaks to your character too, because in that like split-second reaction, all of a sudden, dude's swinging on you. I think a lesser person's reaction would have been different to that situation. And
for sure.
That's not a situation where you can fake being a good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of just something that in that moment, you don't really have time to decide what's the right thing to do in this situation. You kind of just have to react. So your first reaction was the good one.
Yeah, man, hopefully hopefully that reaction doesn't like translate into the fight game, because I was like super confident in my chin. I was like, go ahead, hit me. Yeah. No, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I'm so glad.
I took a couple unexpected blows.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that the kid was good, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome, man. And again, I think it just speaks to your character, and we can't thank you enough, Frank, for coming on. And I know when I first messaged you, I said, hey, do you mind sharing 10 to 50 minutes of your time? And it ended up turning into about 45 to 50 minutes.
Hey,
so this means the world to us, man.
All good, brother. All good. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for helping me get through this freaking quarantine, dude. See this wall? This is all I've been seeing.
Yeah.
I think after this, I'm gonna just keep myself busy with some like freaking animal stuff, you know, and the
shadows.
Shadows.
All right, so if you don't mind hanging on just a couple minutes, Frank, for everybody else, Will, do you have anything else?
No, not at all.
All right, well, everybody that was listening, thank you so much for listening to this interview with one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC, Frank the Crank Camacho.
Awesome. Where are you guys based out of?
Will,
I'm over in Gilroy, which is like 30 minutes south of San Jose in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
I'm over here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. You saw. Oh, dude, so you're there for the Geoff Neal fight.
I was there for the Geoff Neal fight, my man.
Shit, dude.
I was there.
Bro, that guy was good, dude.
Dude, and I'm telling you, going out there, I remember I'm pretty sure I took a picture of you walking out and I put it on my story. And like, I was just so excited, and I told my wife, I was like, look, this might not be the main event, but this is like one of my fights right here. Like, this is one of the ones I was looking forward to, you know what I mean? So
sorry I let you down, bro. Holy
dude, are you kidding me, bro?
Dude, how was it,
man?
Are you kidding me? So you man, let me share with you my freaking Geoff Neal story, dude.
Oh shit.
Holy shit. Oh shit. I mean, you guys got time?
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, come on, are you kidding me? Yeah.
Bro. So this guy was so freaking good, dude. Yeah. Remember, I shit you guys not. Like, remember Rush Hour when Chris Tucker was like, I had to hear it, all my reference to movies.
Yeah, I love it.
Which one of y'all kicked me?
Dude, I shit you not, dude. This is what happened. Like, in Chris Tucker in Rush Hour when he got kicked, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, which one of you motherfuckers hit me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro, in the first round, Geoff Neal's left hand was so fucking fast. I was like, I really thought about that scene during the fight. Like,
no.
Yo, was that you, Ralph, or was that, you know what I mean? Like, I thought of that scene, but I was like, yo, this guy is so fast. He didn't really hit that hard. If anything, dude, Li Jingliang, that guy cracks hard, bro. That guy punched me, and I was like, holy shit, this guy punched. You know, there's guys, but I mean, Geoff Neal is very, very technically sound, makes no mistakes, throws his shots real clean, you know? So he was just, man, hitting me with that left hand, waiting for me to slip. So and he kicked me in the head like 3 times prior to that, you know, prior to the actual head kick. And then I just remember he dropped me in the end of the first. My corner was telling me something in between the rounds. I have no idea what they were saying. I was like, yo, and I was like, okay, I just need to fucking get this guy down to the ground, you know? And then I was already rocked by then. I tried to go for a single, whatever. And then he had me against the fence a couple times where he was like peppering me up, and I was just throwing shots from my freaking hip, you know, with my head down. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but I like yelled in the fight prior to getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember that, bro?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember you yelling.
Remember that? Huh?
I don't remember you yelling.
Oh, you don't? Dude, you got to watch that.
I remember
that knockout again, dude.
I got to go back and watch. Well, because like I said, I was actually there.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, so I don't remember you actually yelling.
Yeah, because so first off, his corner were saying everything that I was going to do.
Oh, no.
They did their homework.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so frustrating, dude. Like there was a couple times where I was trying to set up a big left hook, right? And I have this movement that I do, and I go to the body, and I have the sequence of techniques to set up my big left hook. And as I was setting it up, I could hear his corner saying, "Geoff, watch out! He's setting up that big left hook, baby."
Oh,
He's setting
no.
up and then I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" Shut up. And then I was like, "Oh, watch out! He's setting up the 1-2. He's with Frank setting up that 1-2. Geoff, I need you to circle like we practice." And I was like, "Yo, this guy and his corner know exactly what I'm gonna do, bro." So it was so frustrating.
That's crazy.
Dude. Aside from so like just imagine how I felt, you know, like I wasn't getting anything off, and he knew everything that I was gonna do, and he kept popping me that fucking left hand that was so fast, and I knew he was setting up the head kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, it's like either I'm gonna keep getting popped with this left hand, or I'm gonna try to slip and counter, but I'm gonna eat this head kick, which I did 3 times prior to getting knocked out. So anyway, when I yelled, I was like, fuck this, dude. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna freaking live and die by the sword right now. Right now. You know, I'm making, you know, like I'm not taking this beat down for 3 rounds. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna try to finish his ass. And if I'm gonna live and die by the sword right now, you know, come back with my shielder on it, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go. And I came back on my shield. So
yeah, so we know how that ended up.
yeah, but that was a very fun fight. It was a very significant fight because it was after that I made adjustments to my training and to my camp.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's got to be wild here in the corner, calling out what you're doing, just to not just what you're doing, but your setups. That's got to be crazy.
Bro, they read everything, dude.
Yeah.
They had my playbook. They had my playbook. You know, and that within itself kind of just made me think like, okay, you know, maybe I'm very predictable. Dude, fuck, they knew everything that I was going to do. You know?
Yeah.
And,
so back to the drawing board after that, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, thank goodness, man, it didn't affect me as much. You know, if anything, after the fight, I was in the emergency room. Got a CT scan, you know, just to make sure that there was no internal bleeding, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember I was with my best friend Jose. He was in my corner, and we're in the emergency room. Right, we're just sitting there. It was very somber. I was just sitting on the bed, and I had they just stitched me up. And then I was like, bro, Jose. I was like, dude, can I watch the replay? Get the replay. And then I watched it, right, and I was like, ooh, fuck, dude, I was out like that. And then after that, when I told him, I was like, you know what, bro? After all and how devastating this loss was, and I can't imagine how my wife is feeling, I fucking still love this shit, dude. You know, the fact that I felt that way, I was like, man, I still got some time in this sport, you know?
Yeah.
You know? That's when you know you're doing the right thing, man, where you're in the right place.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you have some good reinforcement with not just that, because that reinforces like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. But then also earlier, like you said, how your wife sometimes believes in you more than you do sometimes. Got both those things are like probably the 2 most reassuring things you could have.
Yeah, for sure. And she played a huge role in as far as like, man, baby, you need to go and get some train. You need to go train in California, you know? So I hit up my manager, House, and he recommended I train with Colin Oyama. So I came out to Team Oyama here in Irvine in California. And man, me and coach freaking, Yeah, we kicked it off, bro. He's a Hawaiian boy from North Shore, and I don't know, maybe he knows how to like, like I can really appreciate and communicate with him. He knows how to talk to me at that level. So it was cool, man. And yeah, here I am now, in quarantine in Vegas or in Irvine, okay. Getting ready to get out so that I could start training, getting in camp so that I could get a fight soon,
Yeah. Are you trying to get a Vegas fight, or are you going to push more for the Fight Island trip they're about to do?
Fight Island?
Honestly, I would love to fight Vegas, but I mean, unfortunately, like a lot of the fights are going to be in Fight Island.
Yeah.
The next month, right?
Yeah.
This month?
I think the next 5 cards, did they say? I think we're all going to be in Fight Island?
I think so.
5?
I'm pretty sure they said 5.
Okay, yeah. See, so it's going to be I really like Vegas because usually coming from Guam, I always have to battle jet lag.
Yeah.
And me being out here in California and the fight in Vegas, dude, 0 jet lag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love this.
Yeah.
I mean, if I fly to Abu Dhabi,
there's some jet lag there.
Yeah, there's some jet lag there. So I'm trying to these 10 days, I'm trying to do as much cardio as I can while I can, even though I'm still kind of like fatigued and little battling this COVID thing, but yeah, just trying to lay off the freaking Uber Eats, so I don't.
That's the hard thing. Yeah. That's the hard thing.
Yeah, so I've been doing a pretty good job, man. My nutritionist Ian's been sending me stuff, so I've been pretty good on it, and helps that I can't taste.
I was about to say the loss of taste,
really
probably.
Yeah,
it helps.
Yeah. Is the fatigue you're feeling? Is that kind of similar to jet lag or not really? Is it just like tired, lethargic?
Yeah, or lethargic. What does it mean to feel lethargic? Kind of
just like a little out of it and
a little slow.
Yeah, a little slow. Yeah, like I'll get up and I'll just be like, dude, yesterday I woke up like at 2 p.m., dude.
Oh shit. Your body probably needed it though. Yeah, my body. You could tell my body's really fighting something, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then today I woke up like at 10. So I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can.
Yeah.
Really just listening to my body, bro. It really helped. The 10-day quarantine is, I'm really putting it to use as far as resting.
Yeah, smart.
I'm really trying to work hard at recovering so that I could get back to working hard at training,
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool to hear.
Man. Well, brother, we wish you nothing but the best, man. Like I said, when we talk about role models, not just within the sport, but just even outside of the sport, bro. You're right up there, man. You're right up there. So
appreciate that, man. Sorry for holding you guys too long, dude.
Nah, you're good.
No, dude, are you kidding me? Like I said, Frank, I'm not kidding. This is the highlight of my year, bro. 2020's been shit, and you just made it that much better, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, next time we'll do it over beers, bro.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, man, I was gonna say if you're ever over here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you're ever near the San Jose area, don't hesitate to reach out, dude. If over here in DFW, man, we're all about our steaks, so we'll have a steak dinner on me
Nice.
over in California. Do whatever Will wants to treat you to, man, but I'm sure either one of us, brother, will be more than happy to take you in with open arms, and show you what it's all about over here where we live, man.
100%.
Appreciate it, guys. Right on, man. And thanks for having me on the show, bro. Appreciate it. And wish you guys all the best, man. May you guys use this, as like a little like catapult to get more interviews, and just freaking just keep at it, man. Just keep at it.
100%. I appreciate
you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. All right, well, we'll let you go so you can go watch Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right,
man. Brother. Have a nice night, man. I hope you get better, right?
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy.
All right. Thanks, brother. Take care. So there you have it. Frank Camacho gave us close to an hour. When I first reached out to him, I said, give us 10 to 15 minutes of your time. And he's just such a nice guy, genuine person, and gave us close to an hour of his time. Can't thank this guy enough. Will, I know you enjoyed this as much as I did. Any last thoughts?
Again, just really appreciate Frank for coming on, being the first fighter on our show. We've been hoping that this would transform from just us covering the fights from the past weekend to actually being able to interview some guys and ask questions that we've been wanting to ask. So really appreciate him for kickstarting that and just making us allowing us to make that transition basically. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it as much as we did.
Frank, thanks again, and thank you everybody else for listening to Story of the Fight.